Hey guys, it's Keaton from Ulta Home, and we are painting the outside of this house in Dover, Massachusetts. As you can see, this is a very large house, very beautiful house, and they have a lot of really nice landscaping. You can paint the exterior of a house. You have two options. You can paint it by hand, which means roll and brush, or you can use a sprayer. Now, a sprayer is much faster. You can spray the siding of a house, make sure all the windows are covered, and get it done in a couple of days. But because we have all this really nice landscaping, big trees, we have a very nice deck, beautiful patio, a sprayer brings too much risk to the project. Say we have a little bit of a breeze right now, you can use a spray shield, but there's still a chance that that paint is going to get taken onto the plant, onto the mahogany deck, or onto the patio. So we did this whole thing by hand. It takes longer, but it's going to better protect all of this very nice landscaping that we're working with. Whether we're spraying or painting the house by hand, the prep process is not going to change. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to cover the ground with drop cloths for our scraping and for our sanding. We're going to make sure everything is nice and covered so that we're not ruining any of the parts of the house with trash, old paint, dust, all that kind of stuff. We want to take care of that. Whether we spray or whether we paint your house by hand, the process is going to stay the same. We are still going to be scraping, sanding to smooth, and making sure everything looks really, really nice. We will be covering the ground with drop cloths. You can see right now, we don't have drop cloths down on the deck. We also don't have anywhere we're not painting. The reason we don't do that is because, well, we could get sun staining on the mahogany. We could also be killing some of the plant or the landscaping if we leave that there. You'll also notice we don't have to cover the windows. If we are going to be spraying your house, we have to cover all of the windows, which means you have these coverings blocking sunlight and feeling like it's trapped for a couple of days until it's done. So these get to stay open, but as we're talking about prep, we have to scrape and sand and make sure everything is really, really nice. You can look at this door and you see it has all of this paint peel happening on the door. So we have some minor paint peel here, and then we have some breaking of the paint here. We're down to bare wood right over here, okay? So what the guys are gonna do is they're gonna take a scraper and they're going to run it across this edge until all of the loose paint comes up. Now with a door like this, it's probably not gonna be too much paint that comes off. But when we get to this longer strip right here, you can see we have a lot of loose paint. A lot of this paint is gonna come right off with a scraper, which means we're gonna have to prime this and make sure that we have a nice smooth surface that the primer and the paint will adhere to. Whereas if we're over here, we're not going to scrape nearly as much because a lot of it's not going to come off as much. We'll prime the bare wood, but this is going to mostly be sanding. This will already be relatively smooth as we go up through here. I'd like to highlight the deck a little bit. A lot of times when we go to homes, decks are going to be Trex or Timber Tech, the composite material that really just needs to be washed off once a year and it'll last a lifetime. This is a mahogany deck. Very hard wood, very oily wood. It's beautiful. And we're going to be doing this deck in a couple of days. So we'll sand it, smooth it out. But with mahogany, because it's an expensive wood, it's a very beautiful wood, it needs to be maintained differently than a pressure-treated lumber deck or even Timber Tech. So we are going to use a product called Armstrong Clark. It's a product made specifically for mahogany type decks, but you're going to want to wash this deck at the end of each winter, especially if you're in New England and we have a harsh winter. There's a lot of trees. The leaves are going to sit on it during the fall, and then snow's going to come on. Sit on top of the deck. But to make sure this stays beautiful like it is right now, you're going to want to wash your deck every single year. And then you're going to want to think about reapplying at least a coat of product on top of this wood every year or two, just to make sure it lasts a really, really long time. At Ulta Home, one of the things that's really important to us is cleanliness. It's one of our distinctives, and we try to uphold cleanliness on every single job, including exterior painting. If you've ever had your house painted before, you may have had painters that left all of their stuff all the way around the house. We're talking like drop cloths all the way around the house, ladders here, there, random paint chips. Not with us. We ask our guys to create workstations and keep everything in one place. We have a workstation right here, drop cloth on the driveway. The paint is mixed here, it's poured here. Our tools are right here. We've got our ladders all stacked nicely back there. If they're not in use, they're supposed to be right there or in the area being used. We're not going to just leave them everywhere. So this is one way we help take care of your property and make sure that you don't have ladder marks in your yard or paint chips all up in your landscaping. We want to make sure your house stays clean throughout the entirety of the project.